All right, bull runners, hope you guys are having a good day. Welcome back to the channel. So we have some big news in the crypto space taking place right now. I'm going to grab some stuff. No, it's not a body in the bag. That is actually, could it be? I don't know. It might be a tube. And then I got a tent in there and then the drone. We're about to do some awesome stuff to showcase for you guys here soon. So pay attention to the end of this video. I got some big news. But first, I want to talk about what's taking place with Bitcoin, with XRP, with the rest of the crypto market, and what to expect for the rest of this year. Because analysts with Wall Street giant Morgan Stanley, they've said the Bitcoin and crypto winter could finally be over. And I've said this in previous videos, comparing it to the seasons. You know, you got fall, winter, spring, summer, how we were going through a spring thaw. And if Bitcoin were to break, you know, $30,000 and eventually $32,000 is the price target that we're looking at. If it can break 32, hold 32, then that's the high of the year. So Bitcoin mining stocks, what's been happening here is Bitcoin mining stocks are rallying because the halving is coming up. And the halving, you know, it's generally considered negative for the mining industry. However, low cost producers, you know, they should fare pretty well compared to high cost producers, and well capitalized companies should fare better than leveraged ones, because a lot of this past bull run was fueled by leverage trading, a lot of miners that were on leverage, cheap money, quantitative easing, you know, loan money. Now that money's tight, only the real entrepreneurs and the real businesses are going to survive. So miners, what they're doing is they're gearing up by either buying more efficient mining machines, or they're diversifying into alternative sources of income that could help keep them afloat post halving. So that's where we're going to talk about stuff like, you know, altcoins, AI, other industries as well too on this channel as we grow. So the next Bitcoin price halving, you know, that we could see the supply of new Bitcoin coming onto the market, it's going to be cut in half, and it's scheduled for April of next year. And then I'm going to talk about how that relates to XRP and the lawsuit that was scheduled for April and how that's no more. So Bitcoin's crypto market dominance, we need to look at that. That's a measure of Bitcoin's weight in the market compared to other cryptocurrencies. It's increased to its highest level in years this month with Bitcoin rallying. That simply means that Bitcoin just holds more of the market cap compared to Ethereum, XRP, BNB, other altcoins. So the Bitcoin price has been boosted this month by soaring expectations amongst people waiting for a Bitcoin spot ETF to be approved by the SEC. And then Ripple has got some big stuff happening coming up in November. And the rally with XRP is happening, expecting some good news for that, because, you know, they've been in this legal showdown with the SEC for almost 3 years now. It's taken patience. It's been frustrating as a holder, to say the least, while XRP is being suppressed because of the SEC, because it all started back in December. For those of you that remember December of 2020, those of you that are OGs on the channel and you've been subscribed for a long time, when the SEC sued them of breaking securities laws. But there's been some interesting twists that have happened lately that's speeding up this process. Well, this year, Annalisa Torres, the judge, she sided with Ripple, which wasn't great news for the SEC. Then when the SEC tried to appeal, the judge shut them down. And the cherry on top for this was the case against Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larsen got thrown out for good last Thursday. Now, here's the date that you need to circle on your calendar. Okay, this is an important date, and it's coming up very, very soon. It's November 9th. We're going to be covering on this channel November 9th. The SEC is planning to talk it out with Ripple, at least according to a letter they sent to Judge Torres. Now, no one's officially said it, but lots of people are thinking that this meeting might end with both parties shaking hands and calling it quits through a settlement. And how it plays out is Ripple pays a fine, deciding the judgment of up to $770 million on how they sold XRP to institutional investors. That's what the judge declared was a security. The judge didn't say that XRP was a security. It was how it was sold to institutional investors. And then XRP, you know, they pay a fine depending on how much that is. Maybe it's 10 million, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 100 million or more. They pay a fine. But then after that, XRP is free to run with the bulls as we back up the truck. But there's no trial next year. The SEC dismissed the case. So leading up to Bitcoin's halving, it was supposed to be around the same time that Bitcoin halved, which would have been good, because after Bitcoin's halving is when Bitcoin rallies the most based on the past cycles. And then XRP would be capitalizing on that good news as well too, and making co-headlines in the news companies, if you were to research like crypto news or anything like that, and dominating the growth and leading the bull run with Bitcoin. So why would the SEC want the case to be settled earlier? Wouldn't they want to drag it out? Well, their chances of winning the lawsuit, it's not looking so hot. Jeremy Lawyer, I can barely talk sometimes. I get too excited. And then I had my coffee for the day too. But lawyer Jeremy Hogan, he says that they've got about a 14.2% shot of success based on past cases, the SEC. And then another guy, his name's Bill Morgan, who's even less optimistic, is saying the SEC has got a measly 3% chance of winning on appeal. So if things work out for Ripple, XRP's price might start climbing in November if Bitcoin continues to stay bullish and holds the $30,000 price level. It even breaks upwards of 32K. We need to see Bitcoin break 32K decisively, close above it, and hold 32K as support to have a hope that this, bull market is really starting right now, and the accumulation phase is almost over, leading up to the halving. But we have 4 months after January, so we still got 2 months left in the year. So we got 6 months left until the halving, which is good news for you. If you think you're missing out right now, you're still early. You guys are still early right now, because after the halving takes place is when the real momentum happens. So right now, not financial advice, as always, don't buy, don't sell anything, but my focus is on accumulating as many projects that I believe are going to have the potential to do big things this up and coming bull run post Bitcoin's halving. And so I'm putting together a list of what projects I'm going to be holding in my portfolio. And again, that's not what you should do. I'm just going to show you what I hold and what I believe in. If you guys want to see that, then all you have to do is go to bullrunners.com, subscribe to our video newsletter. You'll get the list first. You'll be on the early bird list when we launch our financial education platform. But with that being said, yeah, bullrunners.com, that's all you got to do. But let's keep going with this, because 32K is the high of the year. So if Bitcoin breaks that, backtests it, then continues up, the altcoins will follow. Even if Bitcoin's dominance grows, that doesn't mean altcoins won't rally. A lot of people are saying that, Bitcoin's dominance is going to steal the show and that altcoins are going to be suppressed, but Bitcoin can still dominate in terms of holding the majority of the market cap, but yet altcoins can actually see a larger percentage growth simply because their market cap is nothing compared to Bitcoin. You look at XRP's market cap, it's what, $27 billion. Bitcoin's market cap is over 550 billion. So, because if you look at coin market cap right now, everything is up with Bitcoin rallying, but in comparison to Bitcoin, Bitcoin needs more money in the market cap to grow. So technically Bitcoin dominance could be higher. If we see, let's say, $100 billion, if you see $100 billion flow into Bitcoin, but a project like XRP with only a $26 billion market cap gets a $10 billion injection, well, Bitcoin can still have a higher percentage of dominance, because obviously 100 billion is larger than 10 billion, but XRP could see a higher percentage growth because 10 billion is a larger chunk of the $26 billion market cap. So it's very, very simple. That's why altcoins have a higher upside than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is technically a safer play in the crypto space just because it's getting institutional adoption. The ETFs are about to be approved, but there's some evidence to back all of this up that XRP, could be the showstopper this year, even regardless of price suppression rumors, because XRP has been on the upswing, going up more than 8% in the last week, and it's hanging around 52, 53 cents right now. If it can break 54 cents, that mark that's been holding it back since August, things could get even more interesting if it holds 55 cents. Okay, 55 cents. Plus the relative strength index suggests there's some bullishness going on, some bullish momentum. So who knows? XRP might just hit that 60-cent milestone, even though that's nothing to get too excited about, because, everyone's getting excited about breaking the dollar and then the all-time high and then shooting to those price targets that a lot of people are saying. I've given you guys my price targets. I don't think, and I don't need, you don't need XRP to go upwards of $589, $1,000 in order to be financially free. Yes, that would be awesome, but based on a realistic price prediction, for me personally, I have price targets, and if you haven't watched my price prediction video that I made on what I expect, I do cover what other people say, but I also give you guys my realistic price expectation. You can check that out in the description below. But tons of people out there are saying that regardless of Ripple winning the lawsuit, regardless of a settlement agreement coming up, if it happens in November, XRP is suppressed because it's the banker's coin and they don't want people to be wealthy. And I do think that there is some suppression to a degree where there are certain wallets that are selling off, skimming some profits. For example, like post lawsuit, the price couldn't even make it to $1. And XRP clearly, has more real world utility and more massive partnerships in the banking space than Ethereum does. It's a lot faster. The transactions per second blow Bitcoin, blow Ethereum out of the water. That's undeniable. It's not even based on an opinion. This is just the truth here. But yet the market cap is less than 14% of Ethereum's. And so Ethereum and Bitcoin are dominating right now. And XRP is only at like $27 billion. So something's clearly going on to delay XRP adoption behind the scenes. But either way, the Bitcoin ETFs will create momentum for XRP in every project. So there's one of two things going on here, according to John Deaton. Number one is the SEC has capitulated on the spot Bitcoin ETF, and it will be approved before the end of the year, or certainly before the end of the first quarter of 2024. Or scenario number two is the SEC is gathering more information during these discussions to come up with a different reason for denying the spot ETF, thus creating the highest and the greatest head fake and rug pull in SEC history. So personally, he wouldn't put it past number two. He wouldn't put that past the SEC or Gary Gensler because of everything he's done for the Ripple lawsuit, everything he's done against Coinbase and Binance in that lawsuit. In fact, if Larry Fink weren't one of the applicants and proponents that's filing for the spot Bitcoin ETF, he would expect number two. But with over $10 trillion assets under management, Larry Fink's voice is pretty loud, especially since he has his grips on the media companies and a majority shareholder in majority of these massive companies around the world. The Finkster's got some pull, okay? He's got some pull in these markets, and, you know, he has some say. And then you got BlackRock, Fidelity, you have all these other companies applying for the spot Bitcoin ETF. So when, I don't think it's if, I think it's when, eventually the SEC, with how the lawsuit's been going with Ripple, the court is just going to keep pushing the SEC to make a decision. People want it. Institutions want it. Banks want blockchain, right? Blockchain technology is what banks are investing heavily into. JP Morgan, even Jamie Dimon, you know, he said that blockchain is where they're investing. So where attention goes, energy flows. And because energy is, right, currency is money, you know, when you pay attention to something, you purchase that experience. So because attention is paying attention to blockchain technology, crypto is the leading asset class. You know, that industry is the leading asset class within blockchain technology. So in terms of investing in the future, you know, you see subcategories within crypto position itself like artificial intelligence. You know, you have music, you have tokenization, you have layer ones, layer twos, you have metaverse, you have play to earn gaming, virtual reality, augmented reality, NFTs and collectibles, so many different categories and subcategories within crypto. And what we're going to do is we're going to cover those categories with you guys. Although we do talk a lot about XRP, I do want to talk about some other projects that I'm bullish on that I've been accumulating. So all you need to do right now, if you want to see what those are first and what I'm holding, go to bullrunners.com. Do it right now. Put in your best email address, get on our video newsletter, subscribe to the list to be first when we launch our financial education platform, because we're going to give you the best information to help you prepare for the worst that's yet to come in this economy. Because with China deploying warships over to the Middle East and then the United States doing the same thing, we are gearing up for the craziest time in human history, and you have to be ready. The best thing that you can focus on doing, getting right by God, staying close with your family, and getting your health and your finances in the best shape possible. Focus on what you can control. And what is that? That's backing up the truck all the way to the bank, grabbing the bags, packing them and stacking them, leaving no bags left behind, because we believe the spending power of the dollar is going to continue to go down in value. That's a fact. Based on inflation, blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, and crypto is going up in interest. That's the truth. And together, we're all going camping on the beaches of the moon. I will see you on the next video. I will see you on bullrunners.com. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.